Okay, let's go ahead and come to page 293. And I apologize once again that some of the bars are a little hard to see. Number 14 says label each long tick mark with a decimal, a percent, and a fraction with a denominator of 10. If the fraction can be simplified, write the simplified form as well. So if these are the long dark tallies that they want us to mark with a decimal, a percent, and a fraction, and simplified if possible, I'm going to start with a couple, and then I'm going to give you the rest to do on your own. Now I'm noticing it goes 0, 10, 20, so it's going up in increments of 10%. So this will be 30%, 40%, 50%, and I'm going to go ahead and let you finish that. Just pause the video. As far as the decimals go, I'm noticing it's going up by tenths from 0 to 1/10, 2/10, so this must be 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, and I'm going to go ahead and let you finish those by pausing the video. Now when dealing with fractions, if this is really 3/10, I can write it as 3/10. Now I know 3/10 can't be simplified because there's no number that goes into 3 and also into 10. Let's come over here. This should be 4/10. Now I know I can simplify that because 2 goes into 4 and also into 10. So a simplified version that I would write above is 2/5. Same with 1/2. I can write that as 5/10, and I can also write that as 1/2. Now you also can know that these are the right decimals and these are the right percents because when I look at this, this is not saying 5 out of 100. Okay, this is saying 5/10. So that means I've got 5 10 times, which equals 50. Which also, if I were to change this, would equal 50 hundredths. So these are all equivalent, but they wanted us to use the denominator of 10. That's one way I can check my work. Now go ahead and finish labeling the bar and pause the video. Now moving down to number 15, it says write each percent as a fraction, now with a denominator of 100 and as a decimal. Then place the percents and decimals on the number line. So let's go ahead. This is 50 per 100, sorry, 51 per 100, then this would be 51 per 100. Now I know as a fraction, saying this as a decimal, it's 51 hundredths. And I write 51 hundredths like that. Go ahead, and this one is 46% per 100. And I write this fraction as 46 hundredths. Go ahead and do the rest. Be careful, these are a little bit tricky. Let me go ahead and do this one so you'll have another one to do. Now this is 6 per 100, so this is 6 per 100. But I don't write it as 0.6 or 6/10 because that's 60. So this is actually going to be 0.06 because that is 6 hundredths and it matches here. Now what do we do when we've got a situation where we've got a number larger than 100? Well, it's still percent per 100. So 127 per 100. And if I were to say 100 fits into 127, it would fit in there one time with 27 out of 100 left. So this is how you would write it as its decimal form and its fraction form. Go ahead and complete the rest of the table on your own. Just don't forget to pause the video. Now coming down to the number line, number 15 says, then place the percents and decimals on the number lines. Now first I need to look at this number line. I notice that it goes above 100%. This also equals 1 whole. So I'm going to go ahead and look at all my numbers, and I'm going to decide which order I want to do. I'm going to start with the 3 because that's the smallest, and I should have had 3 100 here and 0.03 here. So if I start with my percents, I've got 3%, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So this is going to be my 3%. And then as far as me placing the decimal, this is really 3 out of 100. So I know it's going to be further down here. Then I'm going to go ahead and look for my another number. 6 is going to be my next one. So if this is 5, then the following one after that is going to be my 6. So 0.06 or 0 hundredths and 6%. 6 per 100. So I'm just going to kind of go in order like that from my smallest to my greatest. Go ahead and pause the video and complete the number lines. We're going to come back to the puzzled penguin on Friday. But let's go ahead and take a look at numbers 17, 18, 19, and 20. It says, what percent of the figure is shaded? And this is dealing with percents and area. When I look at number 17, I know that this whole thing is going to represent 100% or the total. I also notice that this side is broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifths. So in my mind, I break up this into fifths. I also know that this halfway line is 50%, but if I break the whole thing up into tenths, these blocks right here could each be a 10%. So 50 plus 10, 20, 30, 40%. This area would equal 90 out of 100, or 90 per 100. Now I'm going to go ahead and come down. I'm going to skip number 18 and go to 19 because you're going to do 18 and 20 on your own. Now this one for me, kind of do the same thing. I know that this is 50 or 1/2, 50%. The total is 100%. So then I think, okay, they're breaking it up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once again, to me, these represent 10%. And then half of a 10% is really 5%. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. That would make sense too, that there'd be another 5 here, and that would equal 50%. So I'm saying this equals 45%. Now go ahead and work on numbers 18 and 20. And then you're going to go ahead and look to the board to see what your homework is. Your answer key for your homework